Hi there and welcome to this new reading. So this one is going to be done a little bit differently than the others that I usually do. What we're going to do is I'm going to use this deck by Rebecca Campbell, the Healing Waters Oracle, and we're going to do a card for each of 7 days. So just one card for 7 days. And so whenever you see this for the first time, you can start your day one, and we'll see how this works out, and you can let me know. You can leave me a comment, and we'll find out how this format works. So what we're going to do is I'm going to choose a card for each day. So we'll do them one day at a time though. So let's give them a shuffle. These are newish, so sometimes they sort of stick together a little bit more when they're new. So let's have a look at this one. So for day number 1, we've got the Isle of Avalon, healing, returning to wholeness and transformation. So let's have a look and see what the full meaning of this card is. So the full meaning of this card says that legend says that Avalon was the island where Britain's mythical King Arthur was taken after being fatally wounded in his final battle. Avalon is said to have been ruled by the powerful enchantress Morgan Le Fay and her 8 sisters, thought by many to be high priestesses, who were widely renowned for their tremendous healing abilities. Some believe that the Isle of Avalon, which is also known as the Isle of Apples and the Isle of the Dead, is a mythical place of healing that exists beyond the veil. Others say that it exists in the physical. Avalon and its healing spring waters have been identified as Glastonbury in Somerset, southwest England, and even today, pilgrims travel to the town. It's believed that this sacred place of healing was once surrounded by water and could only be reached by boat. So this card is a card of great healing and an invitation to see that your healing is an opportunity for great transformation. That perhaps the parts of you that feel as if they're dying are actually being born anew. Maybe this healing journey is taking you somewhere truly glorious, somewhere sacred deep within. So this card also has with it an activation that says, I surrender to my healing. I activate the sacred intelligence within the waters of my body. I call in all the support that's most helpful. I believe in my ability to transform and to heal. Isn't that beautiful? So this is a message for day number 1 of your 7 days. So now let's go on to the next card and see what we get for day number 2. This is a really beautiful deck. I really connect with the water energy. Okay, this is day number 2. Okay, I've seen that card already. Planetary wave, soul mission, trust the inner call, soul team. So let's have a look at what this card means. Soul mission, trust the inner call, soul team. So it says your soul chose to come into this body on this planet at this moment in time. You didn't come here on your own. You are a part of a larger soul team. Sometimes it can feel as if it's just you in this thing, all alone. But that couldn't be further from the truth. You're one droplet in a vast ocean of consciousness, here to flow with life. You're being called to trust the current of your own river and to answer the call deep within. Take off the weight of responsibility that you need to travel this life on your own. Call in the ones who get you. Realize that you are a part of a larger team. You are but one thread in the great tapestry of life. Your mission is clear. Keep doing what you're called to do. You'll never know the full impact that your being here on this planet will have and is already having. Keep trusting the call deep within. The more you embrace who you truly are and surrender to and flow with the current you're being called to, the easier it will be for your people to find you. Like two rivers that meet and remember that they're made of the same things, you're not alone in your calling. So this card has an affirmation, and it says, I trust my inner calling and play my part in the greater plan. And that is your day number 2 message. Now let's go to day number 3 of your 7-day reading. Let's see. Well, I've got 2 cards there. We just need one. Day number 3. It'll take a little bit longer for this one. Okay. Oh, there we go. And this says, Mother of the salt waters, passion, wild love, open your heart and let love in. So this card, Mother of the Salt Waters, it talks about, it says, the ocean's unknowable, untamable, vast beauty has beguiled humans since time began, and numerous deities are associated with her salt waters. From the Greek goddess Amphitrite, if I've got that correct, wife of the sea god Poseidon, to Yamaya, West Africa's queen of the sea, and from Doris, the Greek goddess of fertility and the abundance of the ocean, to Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love and beauty, who was born out of sea foam. The ocean is a symbol of the feminine mysteries, love, beauty, and great passion. This card delivers with it a message of love as deep as the ocean and passion as intense as the deep blue sea. It's an invitation to welcome the feminine qualities within you and to let yourself dream, to really let yourself dream. It's an invitation to see the beauty all around you and let love in. It could indicate that great love is on the horizon or that a new passion is drawing near. The Mother of Salt Waters could be a sign that new love or new relationships are about to enter your life. Or if they're already here, perhaps you're being called upon to open your heart and even be more embracing and loving. If you're facing conflict, how can you soften your heart while remaining true to yourself? How can you embrace the people in your life? How can you trust more and welcome the holding and support? That's beautiful. And then it says there's a soul inquiry. So it's a question for you to ask your soul for this card. And it says, how can you let more love into your life? So that's what to think about on day 3. How can you let more love into your life? So let's go to day number 4. And like I said, whatever day that you see this, that's the day that you can start. And that's the messages that will fall into place each day afterwards. So you can look at them all the first day, or you can come back each day and see what the message said for that day. So I would say come and look at it, at the beginning of the day and see what the energy might be about for that day, and then come back at the end of the day, or maybe check in the next day and see if that card message held true for you on the day that it was given. So let's see. Well, let's go with this one for day number 4. So these cards don't have an upright or a reverse, so whichever way they come up, it doesn't matter. So this says, follow the stream, dedication, trust, future rivers and oceans. Okay. So this card, follow the stream. And when we look here, there's a figure, a little wee figure of a person in the distance there. So they followed the stream to get to whatever is big in their future, whatever this creation is. So what does this say in the book for this card? Let's see. Streams can begin as small trickles and end up as immense rivers and vast oceans. They've been providing humanity with sustenance since we first appeared on this planet. Follow the stream and trust that one day it'll carry you to the rivers and oceans of your future. You're being called to surrender to the current of the waters that you're in, to trust the path that you're walking, and to keep showing up day after day to what you're building. What might seem like a small trickle right now holds the promise of becoming a river or ocean in the world. So keep putting one foot in front of the other and trust your path. This is a card of trust. You may not be able to see the future outcome yet, or perhaps you're not quite sure about how to get to where you're going. On the journey, there will be many steps that require faith. This may be one of them. You're being encouraged to find that faith, to keep facing your true north, to follow the stream and let it carry you. So commit to your passions and be dedicated to what you're creating. Keep showing up day after day after day, and if you do, before you know it, you'll have created something huge simply by showing up in small, consistent ways. That's always the tough part, isn't it? The consistency, right? So there's telling you to keep going. And the soul inquiry for this card, the little thing to ask your soul, is if you trusted your path, what would you do? So there's your question for your soul on day 4. If you trusted your path, what would you do? Okay, now let's go to day number 5. Day number 5. Oops. Well, should we take that one? Let's just do it. So this card is bounteous, generously given, relationships, and coming together. So let's see what this card has to say. And this card, interestingly, this was in the pick a card reading that I did. This card, I do believe, was in there as well. So it says, when water is present, life is present. It's a gift offered to us and through us, generously offered, bountifully given. We're beginning to wake up to this precious substance we have in our lives and never take it for granted. Clean running water is a privilege that many in the West fail to appreciate, and it's one that many around the world go without. This card encourages you to appreciate the gifts, the bounty, opportunities, and privileges that are in your life. To embrace what you need, but also be generous to others who might not have what you have. To acknowledge and receive the abundance around you, but also to share it. To appreciate the simple things in your life, like running water. Don't hoard what you don't need. Share the plenty that surrounds you and watch as it swells and grows. Move from competition to collaboration. Rewrite the script of me against you. Welcome the wellspring that eternally bubbles up from deep within. Share what you love freely. So often, life is that much more enjoyable when it's shared with others. Where water is, life thrives. Where water flows, things are much more alive. Don't hoard and stagnate. Welcome mutual exchanges. Share what you've been blessed with, and watch as everything around you and within you becomes more and more alive. So that's remaining in the flow, right? And not letting things stagnate. Keep things moving, right? So the soul inquiry for this card, there are 2 questions for day 5. It says, how can you appreciate the bounty that's already around you? So that's like gratitude for the things that you already have. And how can you be more generous in life? So how can you be more generous? How can you share what you have, whether it's material things or maybe just knowledge, you know? So how can you be more generous in life? That's day number 5. So let's go to, just going to give these a flip here because they're kind of still stuck together because they're so new. It's hard to even shuffle them that way. So let's see. So day number 6 of 7. Let's see how long it takes to get, oh, that one came out quickly. Plunge. Don't hold back. It's time. Go for it. Dive in is day number 6. So let's see what day number 6 has to say. All right, so plunge. So this card is somebody diving into the water. And it says, don't falter as you approach the water. Dive right in. Head first. Don't resist. You've been working on this for a long time. You're ready. Go for it. The answer is yes. So on day 6, you may have a question like, should I do this now? And it's saying that day 6, whenever you see this, may well be the day. So it says, this is a card of confirmation and clarity. It's an invitation to take the plunge and say yes. If you're someone who prefers to wait for permission or a timely invitation, you could consider this card's message just that. There are times for waiting, for restoring, and for repairing. This is not one of those times. It doesn't necessarily mean that you feel completely prepared or fully confident. Those who dive in rarely do. But their attachment to resistance becomes less than their desire for the new. Maybe this is what's been happening for you. If you don't feel ready, remember that so-called giant leaps are rarely that in reality. In most cases, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of baby steps taken day after day in the direction of a dream. So whatever it is that you most desire, the signs are pointing you in that direction. Now take a deep breath and a great big run up and take the plunge. And the soul inquiry for this card is, if you weren't worried about it not working out, what would you plunge into right now? So remember, there was one of the previous cards that also talked about taking things step by step and making things grow. It was this one here, the trickle of the stream and things growing. I believe that was the one there. So again, it's talking to that same kind of energy, right? That same scenario. So this is what it's saying. It may well be time to take the plunge and jump into that thing that you've been growing or thinking about, right? So now that is day number 6 and we're on day number 7. So let's see what the message for day number 7 will be for this week of the healing waters. Oh, again, they're sticking together. Oops. Well, that is more than one card. So we will put these back. The Mist, Trust Your Inner Compass, and Into the Unknown. Let's see. put them back, and we'll just in case, because you never know, sometimes the same card will come out again. So we'll just see if that's the message that was meant. There we go. Yep, it is too. Look at that. Into the unknown. That's why we look at the ones that came out. So this is a confirmation that this is the card for day 7. So into the unknown, underworld, depth, courage, and facing your fears. Okay, so I really like how the message has progressed through the 7 days. So let's see what this shows. Into the unknown. Earth is a water planet. Seen from space, it appears blue. Water makes up 71% of Earth's surface, yet we've explored less than 20% of its ocean floor. There are creatures of the deep that have captivated humans for millennia. It's no wonder, too, that water has been used as a symbol for our inner emotional world. There's always so much for us to discover and uncover within. So are you being called to face your fears and explore the unknown? To challenge what you thought was possible? This is a card of courage, initiation, and depth. Perhaps you're being called to make a significant change in your life that you feel scared about. This is really similar to the card just before it, right? Or maybe what you're experiencing is more internal than that. Maybe life is calling you to venture into the shadowy depths of your own inner journey, to face things that others may be afraid to face, to heal what might be difficult to heal, to surrender a metaphorical depth in order to re-emerge anew. In the ancient Sumerian story about the goddess Inanna's journey to the underworld to meet her sister, she leaves the comfort of heaven and earth to descend into the unknown depths. Here she encounters many trials and initiations until she returns completely changed by her experiences. This story tells us that sometimes, to be born anew, we must face our fears and find the courage to venture into the unknown. And now that I'm thinking about it, this card was also one of the 4 cards that was in my last pick a card reading, which is the first one that I used this deck in, which is really interesting. This card looks familiar too. I'm gonna have to go back and see, but it's interesting how the cards will come out more than once for us here, because that seems to be the strong message for the present time, and it will be for you whenever you see it. So the soul inquiry for this card on day number 7 is, how can you face your fears today? So on that day that you see that this is your day 7, think about how can you face your fears. It's all about doing things, one step at a time, facing your fears, having the courage. There's a lot of that repetitive message in here. And, one step at a time as things trickle along and then grow, right? So you're doing things a little bit at a time, like the stream trickling until it becomes a river or an ocean. And whatever it is that you're creating in your life, it's talking about, it may soon be time to take the plunge there. So you want to think about that. And let's see how these cards work out for you. And whatever week that you happen to see this, let me know if these cards resonate on day 1 to 7 for you. So for this 7-day reading, what I've done is with this deck here, the Healing Waters Oracle, what I've done is I've simply gone to the book meanings of the cards, and didn't tap in with a lot of intuitive information for this one. But if you would like to learn about how to read cards using your intuition, I do teach a course on that. It's an online course. It's self-directed, but I will definitely support you through it if you have any questions. And it's available. There should be a link somewhere around the video that you can find. If you can't find it, let me know, and I will help you out there. I've also got an ebook. It's called How to Dream Intuitively, and that's to help you, you know, decipher your dreams, understand them, and know what the meanings of them are, and, you know, help to grow your dream world as well. There's some exercises in that book that can help you do that too. So I do still do some personal readings, and so you can reach out to me if you want more information about that. Try and see how it works for you, and I wish you all the best day ever, and I'll see you again soon.